Hi there, welcome to a brand new episode of KlikCast. Today we're gonna start with a new project that's being created by Richard. The game is called Mage and we're gonna have a look at it. There we go. Mage is being made for Pablo's competition and it's coming along great so far, as you can see. Next up we have Baby Ghost, and it's looking to be a really nice game. Welcome to the arena, sir. Let the battle begin. RPG, created by Mage, is a new multiplayer action game where you basically have to try and survive or outsmart the other players. There's a whole range of options to choose from. You got versus or a party of 4 or even a capture the flag game. The only downside of the game is that you need a friend to play. There is no one-player mode. The game is lots of fun with spooky dark graphics, and the game really gets into action when you play it with a group of 4. All in all, if you're ready for battle, then RPG awaits. This game gets a spooky 4 stars out of 5. Wonderboy The Prophecy was a game released by Boyer back in 2003. While it was a take on the Wonderboy game franchise, the game had an original story and original graphics. Playing it today, it still holds up very well. With its bright colors and cool action-packed gameplay, this game has you hooked from the very beginning. The only comment I could give this game is that I was hoping for it to be a little bit longer, with more bosses to fight. But as it is, Wonderboy The Prophecy is a solid game that everyone should experience. 4 stars out of 5. Alright, so our next guest is CodeMonkey. He's been working on a new game called Solar Defender, and we're gonna give him a call, so here we go.
Hello?
Hi there, this is Rikus. How are you doing?
Good, how you doing, Rikus?
Pretty good. So you've been working on a really exciting project called Solar Defender. What can you tell us about it?
It wasn't really supposed to be a big project at first. It was kind of I was thinking of a good arcade game to remake, and Missile Command seemed kind of like a good one that hadn't been done usually, so that's how it started.
Oh, cool.
And then it kind of just evolved from there.
So yeah, you've been working on it quite a while now.
What happens is there's black UFOs, and if you shoot them, you get a special weapon, and you can use those. Basically, it's just, it gets harder as you go along. It's kind of more like a see how long you can survive game.
Okay, and you know, beat other people's high scores, things like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to add an online high score now. It's kind of been annoying because I've never done one before. Still working on it.
Oh, cool. So I've looked at the video of the game and some pictures, and the effects in it are really look amazing. How did you accomplish that in putting that in there?
The hardware acceleration and additive blending, that's basically all it is. All I did was went on like a paint.net is what I use. I made a black and white circle gradient, put it on additive blending, It creates a glow effect. Basically that's all the explosions are, just additive blending circles.
Oh, nice. Well, it certainly looks great. Lots of people been asking me this, but when is the game gonna be finished?
I'm hoping it's gonna be by Christmas.
Can you hear me?
Because I still got a lot to do.
By Christmas. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, that sounds really exciting. Can't wait to play it. I think we're gonna wrap things up here. Did you have anything else to say to all the listeners out there?
I don't know, maybe additive blending, I think it really needs to be used a little more often. I mean, it's really easy to use. It's just basically you just take a circle and stuff. It adds a lot to a game.
Yeah, by the way, what you're telling me, it's pretty easy to do, so maybe some people can really take advantage of that somewhere too.
Yeah, I tried making an example a while ago. It seemed to do pretty good on the Daily Click.
Cool. Alright, well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for doing the interview, and we're all looking forward to the game.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, see ya!
I still have not managed to give Adam a call, but he did release his brand new game called Streetwise. In it, you have to get to the candy store in 3 minutes before it closes up. The gameplay is actually pretty darn cool. You have to move your player from one box to the next, but avoid any enemies that cross your path, because once you release yourself, you have no control of your character until it reaches another block. The game is very well done, with excellent graphics and music. I can't wait to see what Adam will do next. And maybe, someday, he will agree to do an interview for the KlikCast. Hint hint. Anyway, this game receives 4.5 stars out of 5. Eternal Man is a new game created by Borgie for Pablo's game making competition. In the game, you must try and defeat Borgie himself. The game is your classic shoot 'em up game fare, but the twist being is that it is actually really addictive. The graphics may not be the hottest around, but I found myself coming back even if I had to restart over just to play some more, and that is saying something about the gameplay. The game is a bit too hard, but I would still like to see more levels in this one, since there's just one level. And hey, I even show up trying to interview the main character. Of course, he didn't really let me. Anyhow, Eternal Man gets 3.5 stars out of 5. Well done. So to start it right off, you've been working on a new game called Dark Reality. Can you tell us something about it?
Oh, Dark Reality is a survival horror game. The original idea came from a nightmare I had when I was 6 years old. It was quite vivid, and I've been working on it for around 4 months, and I've been planning it for around a few years now, actually.
Did you encounter any problems while you were making the game?
There were actually quite a few graphical issues I had with the game because I was really inexperienced. I got quite a lot of help from a lot of people, Nicholas, Adam, Nick, and they all taught me a good deal of how to make it look the proper way. And there's still a few program issues, but I'm figuring out as we go along.
Well, it's still nice that you got some help there as well. When do you think the game will be finished?
Well, if I work hard enough, I'm hoping to get it either finished by this Christmas or maybe next spring. There's a lot to do and a lot to think about.
Well, Martin, I think we're going to wrap things up. Is there anything you would like to say to all the listeners out there?
Well, I guess I could thank most of the Click members of the community for helping me out with it. And Andrew Noel for helping me out with the cutscenes. Dynamite.
Alright, Martin, well, thank you so much for the interview, and maybe until next time. Talk to you later. Bye. Hemphilia has created another winner together with Mitchell for their game Sleepwalker, submitted for Pablo's competition. In the game, you must guide your sleepwalking guide to safety.
Click. Okay. Click. Putting it down. Click. That's a great spot. Click.
The controls are spot on and the graphics just suck you into the game right away. The game progresses nicely and gets harder as you continue on. A fun and original game, Sleepwalker gets 5 stars out of 5 from me.
Click. 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 Alright. Click. Putting it down. Click.
Zap. Zap.
Hi guys, welcome back. So for the following interview, we actually have something really special for you guys today. We're about to talk to Josh, creator of the soundtrack for the Spirit Engine 2, but we actually have him on both video and audio, so that should be really interesting and fun to see how it will work out. So let's go have a chat with Josh. Alright, so hi there Josh, how are you doing today?
I'm alright, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So how has your day been going so far?
It's been alright, just been relaxing finally.
Cool. So, you've been working hard on the soundtrack for the Spirit Engine 2. How was it like creating the music track for such a big game?
Busy and hard. after we did the first one, you know, we kind of knew that we wanted to do the same stuff with the second game, and he sent me a script, so I pretty much went chapter through chapter and just kind of hammered out these kind of crummy sounding drafts that sounded kind of similar to the first soundtrack. And, you know, just a lot of time, I think it was like 4 years, and ended up with the final product, so.
Oh, so yeah, the game was released on July 30th. Now that it was released, what was the reception of both the game and the soundtrack of it?
Well, I only find out how many copies of the game we've sold at the end of every month, and so, well, I don't actually. I just get my my royalty cut, I guess. But according to Mark, it did really well. The game's done excessively well, a lot better than I think both of us really expected. Especially in the first 2 days, it was almost like a bunch of people showed up on his forums out of nowhere, and that was really exciting for both of us. But other than that, the soundtrack's been doing pretty well too. We had the cancer drive where we raised over $800 for it. So all those people have checked in and gotten their copies. Yeah, that went really well. We've done, like I said, over $800, and then the copies of the soundtrack, actually, the full soundtrack's been the only one that's been really selling. There's two versions. There's a smaller one, and then there's the bigger one. And the smaller one actually hasn't sold at all. It's only been the full soundtrack, so I guess that's really exciting for me. Just the reception of it. I kind of made the smaller one to be something that people would buy that wouldn't be willing to invest so much money in the large soundtrack. But, you know, that turned out to work the other way around.
Oh, that's great. So now that everything is done, do you have any new projects coming up or already working on something?
I'm not really working on anything yet. I'm just kind of having fun. I want to work with maybe David Selesco, the guy who composed for Eternal Daughter. He and I have been really good friends for a few years, and I think that we're going to hopefully try to do some sort of album sooner or later, but I don't know when it's gonna happen or what's going to happen. So.
Oh, cool. All right, perfect. Well, that's good to hear there, Josh. Other than that, did you have anything to say to all the listeners out there? Anything you wanted to talk about?
Not really. Just it's been a busy couple of months, and I'm ready to just kind of relax. But if you guys have any like really cool games that you need, you know, music for, try your hardest not to use just like MIDI rips and stuff. I know it's harder, but there are a lot of people like me that are aspiring musicians that would really appreciate getting some work. I mean, whether we do it for free or not, you know, it doesn't. You need to start somewhere. And I remember my first game soundtrack was this really funny old game called Nekobot, where you pretty much played as a kitty, and you like bounced around. It was one of those cubed projects, I guess. And it was really, I mean, that's how I got started. And after that, I did the Spirit Engine. I did all those apocalyptic coder games, and there's several people out there like me that are just waiting to find, you know, somewhere to put our music, and we'd be, you know, more than happy to do it for free in most cases. So if you're making a big project, I mean, like I saw Tormshire, I guess that's how you pronounce it, has its own soundtrack. I actually bought a copy when it came out, just, you know, to support the cause, because it's a similar thing to what I'm doing. But, you know, that's great, and I love seeing that kind of stuff in the community, and I'd love to see more of it.
Yeah, and if anyone is out there that has not bought a copy yet, you really should. All right, Josh, well, thank you so much for talking with us today, and hopefully we'll talk again in the future. See you later.
No problem. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Eraser Guy is a fun, creative new game created by John. In the game, you are a little cute eraser that has to travel to its flag. To reach your little buddy's goal, you can actually draw him a line that he can follow. Now, this starts off easy, but gets slowly harder. Eraser Guy is a very fun puzzle game that uses its control style very well, and even better, it really makes you stop and look at the screen on how to solve a certain puzzle. The only comment I could give is that my little eraser buddy could please walk a bit faster in some places. In any event, this game gets a cool 4 stars out of 5.
Alright folks, that's all we have for you today. Be sure to watch our 10th episode next month. It should be really special. See you guys later. Bye!